My name is Miss Yong An, and I am Miss Karen. We will be your MCs for tonight. Without any further delay, let's formally begin the event by calling upon the Chairman of the Board of Governors, Mr. Radaha Krishnan, to give his welcoming address.
Good evening, everyone. First, I want to thank the MCs for inviting me over here to give a speech. Reverend Tae Yong Wat from the Board of Governors, our principal, Dr. Deborah Sim, all the teachers, the students, the parents. I can hardly see anybody because it's all so dark out there, and boys and girls. Good evening once again, and welcome to today's academic year closing ceremony. The theme of what I'm going to share is about a fast-changing world. Because if you notice, in our anthem, the school anthem, we are talking about being world changers. So if the children want to be world changers, we need to know what is the state of the world and where we are now and where we are heading. And so I want to highlight to both the students and the parents and everybody here about the state of the world and the speed of which things are changing. It's almost like yesterday that we started the new year, the new academic year. And now, you're finishing the year. It seems like things are moving faster and faster. But in reality, the days, the nights, the years, the minutes, the seconds, they are moving at the same pace. But we feel that things are moving faster. What is the difference? Why do we have this feeling? Well, because the speed of everything else is changing at an accelerated pace. There is a change in the speed, the way things are working. Everything is working faster. Flying faster, riding faster. There's a change in the speed of technological innovation. I think some of us struggle to keep up with the changes in the technological world. There's a change in the speed of internet and doing more things in less time. And not so long ago we had 3G. Everybody was so excited. You can get your WhatsApp, you can send your pictures and all your stuff. And then very soon there was 4G. Today, even in Malaysia, we are rolling out 5G. But the fact is, 6G is already available. So can you imagine how fast the world is changing? And that's why you feel sometimes that things are moving so fast that you feel left out. You feel left behind. In computer chips, there is a law called Moore's Law, where it says that every 2 years, the capacity will double and the cost not go up, go down. What it meant is this: with computation progress becoming faster and faster, and the chips getting smaller and smaller, from 20 nanometer, 10 nanometer, 7 nanometer, today they have 2 nanometer. You put it at your fingertips, you can hardly see it. Things are becoming more efficient and more cost effective. So simply put, we can do more for faster and for less. This is really a totally different concept than before. Those days you do more, it costs more. Today you do more for less. At the beginning of the academic year, we all were talking about AI. You know, it was just a concept that was coming into being. Now at the end of the academic year, AI is a reality. And that too is changing. First there was only ChatGPT. Today there are 3 or 4 other for you to choose from. And they are constantly evolving. I want to take a very simple example, like cars. The first mass-produced car was in the year 1908. Anybody know the name? Any children knows the name? It's called a Ford Model T. 100 years later, were the first hybrid cars in the year 2000. And then things began to speed up. In the year 2008, we had our first electric car, a Tesla. And then the year 2020, the first self-driving car. You see, the changes are getting even faster and faster and faster. It's going to be the same in every other area of your life. In the commercial world, we just don't have time to take our eyes off what we are doing and what the competition is doing, where the world is going. It's just too fast. Many years ago, the #1 selling car in the whole world was from General Motors. And then, from out of nowhere, the Japanese Toyota became the #1 car in the whole world for the last few years. And for your information, this year, yes, this year, the #1 selling car will be BYD from China. So you see, you can't take your eyes off what's happening around. The speed of change is fast. So when we think that we want to be world changers, we really have to step up and step up. Change is a surety. But you need to prepare for the speed of change, what they call exponential change. Whether it's technology, medicine, pharmacy, anything that you're doing, computers, electronics, everything will change because there's a chip in everything. So change is sure. We need to prepare. Prepare for the speed of change. So our new mantra should be adapt or get left behind. Or better still, adapt or die. That's what is happening to the industries around. Those industries that don't adapt, they die. They fade away. Whether it's agriculture, computers, transport, airlines, everything is constantly changing. So our job, you either adapt or you die. So to the children, how do we adapt? #1, you need to be first grounded in the basics of everything. That is what we are training you at Charis International. If you don't have the basics, you can't build on something. So the building block must be firmly laid. #2, you must be willing to learn and learn all the time. You must be able to reskill and upskill. No matter what you've done, you need to learn new skills. Because what you've learned yesterday becomes obsolete the next day. So we need to constantly relearn and reskill and upskill. To the children, in Charis, they are taught to be inquisitive, to ask the right kind of questions. And in Charis, the children are doing extremely well. We had visitors who would come and share certain subjects and open the floor to the children. and for questions, and they ask intelligent questions to the point that the visiting professors were impressed. So you are on the right track. You are in the right place. And be open to changes. Whether you like it or don't like it, change is the only constant you're going to have in life. The next is to be creative. You know, we sent men to the moon. America sent men to the moon not so long ago. And after that, they always were sending rockets. And the booster rockets will go up, burn out, and then the capsule will continue its flight to the moon or to space. And then there came along a gentleman by the name of Elon Musk, and he looked at it and said, hey, we are wasting a lot of resources. Why are we destroying the capsule? Why don't we bring the capsule back and reuse? And so a new industry was born. Today, sending capsules into space, sending satellites into space is no more a government business. It's a private business. And every other country is getting into it. So, be creative. Learn to think outside the box. You also need to be bold. You must be willing to take risks. And in Charis, we are teaching the children to think outside the box, to ask questions, to be bold. And when the children learn this, when they're young, we don't hold them back. Oh, no, you cannot talk about that. You cannot do this. We have so much of what you cannot do and so little of what you can do. Here, we are teaching them to ask the right questions, to be bold, to step out, to see, to be inquisitive. At Charis International School, you have an opportunity not just to get the basic education, but relevant education, where you're exposed to the latest development, to the latest ideas, whether it's computers, AI. We saw what ChatGPT is doing, so we quickly introduced it to the children. Yes, it is going to be a challenge. But yes, it is also a reality. So we have to be wholesome in the way we teach, wholesome in our exposure for the children, so that when they get into the world, they're not going to get left behind. They want to be world changers. They can see the changes that are coming. They can think, they can innovate, they can suggest, they can come up with better ideas. That's what propels things forward. So, children at Charis, we are training them really to be world changers. Not just singing about it, not just talking about it, but here, with the right mindset. Now, we have moved from rote learning, you know the old days how we went to school, memorize, memorize, memorize. From rote learning to critical thinking and questioning. From being inward and shy, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, to being outward looking, be bold, and be confident. If you look at the children today, you will see them presenting to you. They have learned to be bold, they have learned to be able to step out and speak, ask questions, perform, be confident, be self-confident. So that's what at Charis, the children are trained to be world changers in a fast changing world. If you want to be a world changer and the world is still, you don't have to run to bring changes. But the world is changing so fast, you really need to run to bring changes. On the part of the management, we are cognizant, we are aware of the changes around, because we are both in the school board and we are also in the commercial world. We face the challenges every day, the competition every day. For you parents, I'm sure you are very well aware of the changes that are taking place all around you, in your industry, outside your industry, in your area, outside your area. Things are changing very fast. And we are aware. And you can take comfort at the fact that your children at Paris are being trained to be able to adapt to this new world, a fast-changing world. So we are giving them different training, introducing to them different programs, not just for the students, also for the teachers. We all need to upskill and reskill constantly. Even an infrastructure, what the school needs, or even in simple things like a playground, we are still upgrading. Today we just confirmed the fencing of the playground. So we are constantly looking at what we need to do to get to the next level. If you stand still, the world will leave you behind. And if that applies to us, for the children, it is going to be even more competitive. So at Caris, we are cognizant of the changes that are coming. And the board is aware of the changes because we are plugged in, not just into education, we are plugged into society, we are plugged into business, we are plugged into the whole aspect of the worldly environment. Now everybody is talking about climate. Okay, we are aware of it. The children are being exposed to it, so we know where they are leading. What are the future things that are needed? So if you talk to children of Caris, you know that they are 1, 2, 3 steps ahead of ordinary children of their age. This is the benefit that you have by having your children at Caris International. Finally, I want to first thank all the graduating students of this academic year. Congratulations to all of you. You deserve it. To all the teachers and staff, thank you for all your hard work, because I know that we have been constantly at your back. Next level, next level, next level. I know it is a challenge. And I thank you for being able to rise up to the challenge. So thank you. To the parents, I want to thank you all for your cooperation, for your support, for your understanding, and working with us hand in hand for the PIBG, for working hand in hand with the management and the teachers and the school to take the children to the next level. As much as you love them, so do we. And as much as you want them to excel, so do we. We are in this together. So in conclusion, I want to say this. Be bold, be strong, be of good courage. May God bless you all. Thank you all, and happy holidays.